Live. Oh yeah. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to the live English Q&A. What is this? Well, I'm walking through my neighborhood and I will be getting on a bus in a few minutes. I'm with this lady here and I'm going to be answering your English questions. So if you have questions about what you're studying, questions about words, phrases, grammar, hello, Lucky. I heard that, mushroom. Questions about culture, whatever you may have questions about, how to handle common situations. Hi, we are going to be talking about that. So make sure you ask good questions. You ask the questions and I answer them. Happy to see you too, Lucky. I do this every Saturday and I will continue to do so. Although I do want to mention something. Yeah, nice to see you again, Moses. Hello from Mexico. Hello, Anko. I do want to say one thing. The replay of the live streams. Hey, Argentina is here. Good. Lots of people coming in. Hope you guys have some good questions this week. I'm thinking about starting to do a second live stream as a lesson during the week, as a live lesson. But also I want to say the replay of the live stream will no longer be available on the channel. Hey, I said Argentina, I said hello. I said hello. Lucky. There is no topic for these live streams. You guys ask questions about what you're studying, about what you don't understand, about what's difficult for you, and I answer them. This is called a Q&A. This is what we do every week, and we usually have some really good questions. So you guys ask the questions, and I will do my best to answer them clearly. Okay? Yes, and make sure, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my other videos. I'll be posting another one later today, a new one. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate that, so that you can see when new videos are posted. And if you would like to get access to the record of each of the live classes, you can support me on a Patreon, and I'm going to be setting up that page later. But for a little while, the record of these will not be on my YouTube, and they will be available to people who are following on Patreon. Simple present tense, third person. If you can give an example, that would be even better. I need to get my bus card. Just give me a second. The weather here is actually getting kind of cold. It really is. It's quite cold. And I guess for you, maybe it's getting warmer. It's very cold. This is my New York City card. This thing there's a ticket you get. This is the bus stop. This is a special little bus terminal. And you put in your card, you get this receipt, and then you get on the bus. And if you don't have that receipt and they check, then you have to pay something like $100. Very expensive. The fine is very expensive. Yes, we're in New York City now. Sometimes I have a problem with simple, present, third person. And if you have some examples, that would be really good. Then I can be more, hopefully, useful in answering your question. I have been learning English so long, but my confidence level is still down. Any ideas from your side about how to improve confidence? Do I have any ideas? Yes, in fact, the video I'm posting later today is about that topic, how to improve your confidence in English. So wait, there are some things, but it's in the video today. It's an 11-minute video, and it's about how to improve your confidence in English. That's the topic. I will be posting it this evening, maybe in a couple hours. I'll be posting it. So look out for that. Are you in New York now? Yes, Moses. We're in New York City. This is a place called Queens. And Queens is a borough of New York. And it's very cold. Very cold. This is the coldest day so far, right? And we're just waiting for the bus. Yeah, so confidence is a difficult one, and it's actually much more important than a lot of people think. It's very easy to, when you find it difficult to have a conversation, to just say, oh, I didn't do well in that conversation. I need to learn some more words. I need to study harder. It's very easy to do that. I need to study more vocabulary. But then, the problem is that studying vocabulary doesn't make you any better in the situation. It doesn't make you any better at actually speaking with native English speakers. You felt good when you were studying new words, but that's such an easy thing to do. Or maybe you bought a little grammar book or a little book of phrases and you thought, if only I study a little more, I will be better. That is not how it works, unfortunately. It's not like that. Hello, random reviews. Hello. So yes, make sure to watch the video that I post later on, and hopefully you will have some insights. There are 5 things that I will share in that video for how to improve your English confidence. Can I shout you out? I don't know random reviews. I suppose I could. Hello. Aaron is here. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Again, just to remind you all how this works, questions are basically the topic of every Q&A. So you guys ask the questions, and I will do my best to answer the questions. There was a question about present tense, but I want to have a more specific example, if possible, so that I can answer it really well, you know? Getting on a bus now. You want to sit in the back? Let's sit in the back, Mushroom. All the way in the back. Sit all the way in the back. That's better. Oh, the light in here is weird. Just a little fuzzy. Something wrong with the front-facing camera of the iPhone XS. It's like got a weird beauty setting on it. It's very strange. Does it look weird to you guys? Like my face looks weird, right? Anyway, however, she will continue being threatened in the intensive care unit as her condition is not normalized. Or, I'm gonna sit by the window. Very bumpy bus. Sorry, hold on a second, guys.
Please exit through the rear door.
Or, however, she will continue to be treated in the intensive care unit as her condition is not normalized. Which one is correct? She will continue being treated in the intensive care unit as her condition has not normalized. Or, however, she will continue to be treated in the intensive care unit as her condition has not normalized. Well, so the only difference is being or to be, right? They're both okay. Doesn't matter. You can use either one. Same. What is up with the front-facing camera? That looks really weird. Apple, what are you doing? Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Yeah, so either one is okay. To be or being. And the reason that they're both okay is that the infinitive form is often the same as the gerund form. So you have two things. One is called the infinitive, and the other is called the gerund. The infinitive is the to form. So for example, I like to go swimming. I like to go swimming. That is correct. That's called the infinitive. The other is I like going swimming. And if you say I like to go swimming or I like going swimming, those are exactly the same. Those are exactly the same. So not in every situation, but in many situations, we can use either the infinitive or the gerund. That is G-E-R-U-N-D. Yeah, I think that's the right spelling. If you guys can search that and write it in the comments, that would be great. So, in the example of most actions that are talked about as nouns, so I like swimming, we could replace that with I like pizza, right? So it's kind of like a verb, but it's used as a noun. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the reason. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question, English doctor? It's a good question, actually. Finally, how do you address equal age girl? Oh, you mean how do I talk to girls who are my age? Oh, that's a good question. You mean if I don't know their name, right? Should I say, excuse me, ma'am, or excuse me, miss, right? Well, if I know them well, I'll just say their name. Hey, Laura, like that. But if I, excuse me. Sorry. But if I don't know them and they're the same age as me, then I will say, excuse me, miss, and I will use miss usually for most strangers unless it's clearly a somewhat older lady, then I'll say excuse me ma'am. If it's a little bit older, maybe over 50 years old, older than 45 or 50 years old, then I will say ma'am. Is that your question? Did I answer your question? If, though, if, even, what's the difference? No, I think you mean even if, even though, right? I think you don't mean if, though, and if, even. I think you mean even though and even if, right? That's a good question. So, if you say even if, what it means is it's just a possibility we're thinking about, and it's not a true thing, right? So if you say, even if tomorrow is snowing, I'm going to go out for a run. Even if it's snowing tomorrow, I'm going to go out for a run. That means maybe it will snow, maybe it won't snow. I don't know. I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go out for a run regardless of the weather. What it means is, I don't know the future, but I'm suggesting a possibility. If it snows, even if. And even is used to mean regardless. That means it doesn't matter what happens. That's how even is used. So even if it snows tomorrow, I will go for a run. Even if tomorrow is raining, right? Even if you don't like me, I will be nice to you. Even if. But again, it doesn't mean that that's true. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Okay? Now, what about even though? When you say even though, you're talking about things that are actually true. You're talking about real things. So it's snowing right now. Even if it's snowing, I don't know, even though it's snowing, it really is at this moment snowing outside. Even though it's snowing, I'm going to go outside for a run. Or even though you don't like me, I will be nice to you. That means I know that you don't like me. Yeah, there are so many noises on the bus. I'm sorry, it's noisy. but I have to get on the bus, you know. I don't want to skip the live stream. So it is true that you don't like me. That's a fact, but it doesn't matter. I will still be nice to you. Yeah, so sometimes buses are just noisy places. Can't really control that. It's a public space, you know? So sorry about the noise, but we'll be getting off in about maybe 5 minutes, I guess. About 5 minutes. Okay, I hope I answered your question clearly. Did I answer your question? Confused. I missed some questions. Let me scroll up a bit. Very bumpy bus. I asked the first question. I asked the first questions. No, they don't sound the same. They're actually different, but there's a very small difference. If somebody says the first one, then we'll hear a kt sound in there. So you'll hear I asked, I asked, I asked, I asked, I asked, the first question. I asked the first question. Ask the first question is without that sound. So someone will say, I ask, I want to ask the first question. I asked the first question. And I know it's noisy, but I hope you can hear that sound. This is the bus. I have trouble with gonna and gotta. Trouble with gonna and gotta. Okay, that's a good one. Man, I really don't know what. So I got a new phone. I got this phone, which is the 10S, and it's really frustrating because the front-facing camera makes my face look really weird. The light usually is not like this. Like this is very, very bright and totally washed out, and the left side looks normal.
I said the lighting look crazy out here.
Do you have a 10S or a 10?
I have a 10. He has a 10. This is my good guy right here.
Look at. Can I? All right. Let's just compare the front-facing camera.
This shit wavy.
So this looks way better to me. Like you look very balanced and natural here, but you look very washed out here.
Bad, clear, bro.
No. It's like doing a beauty filter on you.
What the fuck?
People are complaining about this on the iPhone 10s. Like Apple applied a beauty filter to the front-facing camera. Yours looks really good. No, it's like contrasty and.
I got the OG.
It's so frustrating. That looks good.
Thank you.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm on live right now.
Oh, okay, me too.
I don't even know. I don't know what's on live.
Bro, look at yourself through the camera.
What's that? What do you got?
The 10S.
But I don't like the way the front
Yeah, same.
It looks different.
Oh yeah, I got money.
It's like zoomed in on your face almost.
It's a little zoomed in, and these two look the same.
You're on the YouTube.
I'm on YouTube, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's like a Snapchat beauty filter, but without any filter.
It's like if it's more zoomed.
Yeah. And I'm in the light, so it looks crazy here. It's very washed out. It looks terrible.
I feel like the one before it was better. Like it was better.
I hope Apple fixes it. I hope it's a software issue. I'm gonna take it back if not, because it's really driving me nuts. Yeah.
It's weird. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah, but it's fake. I don't want to look. I don't want to look like a real person.
Yeah.
Nah, that's weird. I peeped. I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on?
Yeah. Because I had that one last week, and I was very happy with it. But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, you got rid of it and you traded it.
just the upgrade thing, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But I might have to go back now. All right. Sorry, I missed some questions here. what is the correct usage of I go to 7th grade, I'm going to the 7th grade? So, okay, so usually we'll use I'm in 7th grade. You could say I'm going to 7th grade in the future. I'm going to 7th grade. So we would say something like, in the future, I'm going to do that thing. Then you would say I'm going to 7th grade. That's okay. But we usually will just say I will be in 7th grade, or I'm going to be in 7th grade. And if you're there now, you would just say I'm in 7th grade. I'm in 7th grade. Okay, I'm in 7th grade now. What grade are you in? I'm in 7th grade. Okay, so that's how you would use it. You're using it right there, random reviews, as I go to the and I'm going to the. And neither of those would be the most common. Neither of those would be the way that people would normally speak. Instead, we'll use just
Bus operators are protected
I
by New York state law.
am
Assaulting a bus
in.
operator is a felony.
And but if it's, for example, high
Please
school or
no littering,
university,
smoking, spitting, or radio
then
playing
you'll
on the bus.
use the special words. You'll say freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So I'm in 6th grade, I'm in 7th grade, I'm in 8th grade. I am a freshman, I am a sophomore, I am a junior, I am a senior, right?
I ate that shit twice.
Okay. What is hop on, hop off, my adorable sir? It's such a funny way to describe someone. My adorable sir. I should call people that in public. My adorable miss, my adorable sir. Oh, that's really funny. I'm sorry about the noise, guys, but it is just a couple more minutes. We'll be getting off the bus, okay? So I'm going to answer your questions. Don't worry. Hop on means to get on something like a bus, or hop in means to get into something like a taxi. So we would say hop on the bus, hop on a bike, hop on a horse, hop into a taxi, hop into maybe a car. So basically it's a casual way to say get in, and then hop off or hop out of means to get off or get out. So if it's a bus, you would say hop off the bus. For example, in a couple minutes we're going to hop off the bus, and if we were in a car, we would say to hop out of the car, to hop out of the car. So that's what it means basically. But sometimes we use it for other things. For example, computers. We might say, I'm going to hop onto my phone, hop on to my phone, or hop off the internet, hop off the internet. So basically we're saying get on and get off, get on and get off, hop on, hop off. That's how it's used. I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear. A study carried out by anthropologist blah 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 reveals that Mohammed Sabit, the first patient to fatally contract the dreaded Nipah virus in Kerala, has indeed consumed a fruit bitten by virus-carrying fruit bats. This is really confusing sentence. In the above sentence, to fatally used. I just want to know why did use to before fatally. Okay. When do we use to? All right. Well, let me try. Let me read that again. A study carried out by anthropologists reveals that Muhammad, the first patient to fatally contract. Why do I feel I answered this question before? Did you ask me this question before? To fatally contract. Yeah. If we just said first patient to contract, you wouldn't be confused, right? Then we would just have to and then a verb, which is very normal. The first patient to go to, the first patient to contract, it's a verb. The first patient to eat, the first patient to whatever, to plus a verb. And then if you put And if you put an adverb in there, fatally, what kind of contract it is, it's about contract. The first patient to quickly walk, instead of just saying walk, say quickly walk. The first patient to quickly eat, right? I've answered that question, I feel. To is not connected to fatally. To is connected to the verb contract, and fatally is added in there. And I don't know why you asked me that question again, because I already answered it.
Oh, you want to see what I'm...
Seriously, English doctor, I want to know why you asked the question twice.
The rear door.
Hey, Doran is here. All right. All right. Okay, random reviews asked, how can I improve my fluency? That's one of those questions that's so general that it's tough to answer in a... Oh no, sorry, Argentina asks. It's so general to answer that in a couple minutes that any answer that I say will be a bad answer. So there are a couple things here. I've made quite a few videos about how to improve your spoken English fluency. I have quite a few videos about that topic. And also, I have a course called English Fluency, how to speak more fluently in English, right? I have a whole course about that, and it's actually quite cheap. So if you go to the link in the description, yes, noisy environment. I'm getting off literally in 30 seconds probably. Don't worry, I know it's noisy. I'm sorry about that. So we would say, oh, I was talking about the course. Check out the link in the description of this video and all of my other videos, and you can see my Udemy page, and there's a course there that has, I think, 18 lessons. And you can take that course and it will really help you improve your fluent sound. There's another course called Building Your English Brain, which I would recommend taking. So you guys can check out the courses, and I would really recommend buying one because they're not very expensive, and they're very, I think, high value for the cost. And generally, if you want to become more fluent, you have to practice a lot. You have to speak a lot. Without doing a lot of hard work, you're not going to get any better. So really, speaking, having conversations, having a friend to talk with in English, having maybe a teacher to practice with, these are the things that are going to actually get you there. It's not so much about learning new words. Learning new words, that's fine, that's great, but that's like the fuel that you use when you're speaking. Actually being more fluent requires lots of practice, lots of feedback, and that's a lot harder, but it takes real work. Let's get off here, Mushroom. Oh, next stop. Okay, one more stop. One more stop. My zodiac sign. Oh, private class? Yeah, sure. Maybe you can message me on WeChat and we can talk about that. Or send me a message. You're welcome to send me a message and we can discuss. If people are interested in private classes, I do teach some private students. I have some private students I teach.
Please exit through the rear door.
I try not to take too many private students, but something that certainly some students prefer. So yeah, welcome to talk with me about that. You can say maybe it's a nice way to increase your patience. Please differentiate. I'm in bed and I'm on the bed. Okay. In bed means... Okay, so in bed usually means you're about to go to sleep. You're covering yourself with a blanket, and you are basically preparing to sleep. Or you just woke up and you're still covered by the blankets and you are looking at your phone in the morning and you say, I'm still in bed, right? No, I don't use Palfish. I know Palfish, but I don't use it. I teach some private students, and I have my own language teaching company, and we have about 300 teachers around the world and I manage all of them, and I've trained all of them. So I spend more of my time training teachers to teach English instead of teaching English myself. Teaching teachers to teach rather than teaching. But yeah, I do still have some private students. There's one student who's been studying with me for 4 years. And we've become very good friends. Yeah, so you know, add me on WeChat or send me a message on Facebook or something like that. My Facebook is connected to my YouTube. You can message me privately. My zodiac sign, I'll give you a hint. This is my zodiac sign. Not that it matters, but it's this one. All right. So, okay, in bed and on bed. On the bed. On the bed, maybe it means you're sitting there, right? You're not under the blankets. You're just reading a book, and someone says, "Where are you?" And you might say, "I'm sitting on the bed." Sitting on the bed. You usually will say the action, right? Or maybe your cat is there. Where is your cat? My cat is on the bed, laying on the bed, laying on the bed. That's the location, right? Here's the bed, and your cat is on top of it. Or you're reading a book, you're sitting on top of it. But the in the bed phrase is usually a little bit more about the experience of being there and the idea of being near sleep or just finishing sleep. And it's about the blankets being over you, and it's about all those things. So that's generally the difference. You can imagine if the blankets are made, you're going to be on it, generally. Okay. I suppose though, if the blankets are not over you and you're getting ready to sleep, you could still say, I'm in bed, I guess. It's mentally you're getting ready to go to sleep. You could still say, I'm in bed. I hope that's clear. How to end an email politely and not in a boring way? Oh, that's an interesting question. I like that question. It's a very good question. No massage, please. I will massage you, sir. I didn't notice that.
That's the first thing I see when I go on the grab.
Message or massage? Which one? I should be paying you for a massage, right? Isn't that how it works? Hold on, let me get off this bus first, and then we can continue talking, okay? Yeah. Mushroom, do you feel like your face looks a little strange here? Like, look at your skin. Like there's a beauty filter. It's so weird. I might take back my phone. I'm very frustrated. Oh, we're out, hooray. Yes, the second one. I will get a coffee later, yeah, for sure. All right, now we're in Flushing, also known as Chinatown number 3. See, all of these signs are in Chinese. Still in New York, but it definitely feels like China. It feels very much like China. And it really is quite cold. Street food vendors here. It smells nice. Mushroom is going to take a package in there. She's going to deliver something. You go in, Mushroom. No, here you go. Okay. Oh, it's nice to be outside of that noisy bus. I really like this neighborhood. You can get some really good Chinese food here. And it just feels very different. Yes, I had to hop off the bus. And now you have to hop off the live stream. All right, well, I'll talk to you later then. Thanks for your questions. Mushroom, we can go this way, around, and you can go to the Japanese store. It's very smoky, but it smells good.
It smells good, but I don't like the smell.
You don't like the smell?
Hey, what's this?
Izakaya. Izakaya. It's Japanese food.
I like it.
Of course. Izakaya! And there's a bookstore there. There's a bookstore there. Yeah, Chinese bookstore.
Do you want to eat火锅?
I kind of don't want to eat火锅, do you? I'm not really in the mood for 火锅.
제 성질 되게 급해요.
Do you want mushroom? Do you want to eat 火锅? What are you in the mood for? I'm quite hungry, to be honest. I'm quite hungry. Oh, there's a poke restaurant. I could eat poke. Young Street Poke Company. Poke bowl? That would be good. Curry shop. Curry bowl. What about curry?
I can't.
Why not?
The doctor said I did some research. I can't eat very.
It
tasty.
literally said curry?
No, not curry. Yeah.
It said you don't eat tasty
Heavy
food?
Taste, heavy taste.
I think curry is okay.
No, curry is not.
Maybe.
This is the hospital I've been to.
When? When did you go here?
I think
Oh, last time. Oh, I see.
not here. It's over there.
Yeah, this is a restaurant. Oh, I think we still have one more street, Mushroom. We still need to go over another one.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think we have to go this way because that street goes all the way down. All right, let me go back and look at some questions here. Rachel, you're in Flushing too? What? We have a student watching the live stream who's also in Flushing. That's crazy.
Where's here? I don't know.
It's Flushing. This is the Chase Bank. We need to go left and then left
Why
again.
is it so smoky?
Well, they're making some street food. George says, who are you? All right, so let me say who I am. I'm going to go back and read the questions, but basically, my name, I'll wait out here. My name is Luke, and I'm an American English teacher. I've been teaching English for about 7 years, and I live in New York, and I'm the founder of a company called Cloud English, and yes, this is live. That would be amazing if you asked if it was live and it wasn't, but somehow I still said yes it was, but actually it wasn't. That would be amazing. And also I'm the founder of a company called Yoli, which is a company that teaches English in China. We have about 300 teachers around the world, and I'm one of the co-founders of that company. And it's a really good way to improve your spoken English, but it's really for people who are in China. We also, though, have a partnership with a company called HelloTalk, and you can take Yoli classes through HelloTalk, in fact. All of the classes were written by myself, almost, and all of the teachers were trained by me. Trained and chosen by me. Okay, let me go back and answer some of these questions I missed. How to end an email politely and not in a boring way. Yeah, so I often say cheers because I feel that cheers is friendly, not boring, and kind of fun, but still polite. I like to say, instead of sincerely yours or yours truly, I like to say cheers, Luke. Sometimes I'll just say something like, have a good one, Luke. or take care, Luke. Or if it's a good friend, see you, Luke. And those are all friendly ways to end an email, and they're not boring. The more serious ways would be something like sincerely, regards, best regards. These are all pretty common, but those are more formal. My personal favorite salutation or way to end an email is cheers. I like to use that one. I think it's just quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So try that one next time. But at the end of an email, there's also a sentence that you can use. And the sentence is usually a friendly thing that maybe is a reminder of what you're going to expect them to say in the next email, like look forward to hearing from you, or hope to hear from you soon. You're expecting something from them. It's either that or just a simple sentence as a way to say goodbye. For example, I hope you have a great weekend, or have a great weekend, and then cheers, or have a great weekend, regards, or maybe hope you enjoy the rest of your day, or maybe take care, just take care, and then just say that. That's okay too. Lots of different ways to do it. Really, the thing to keep in mind, the really important thing for writing emails is always know the purpose of your email. If you know who you're writing to, then you should know what the purpose is. Am I writing to a person I know well or not? If I'm writing to someone I know well, then I can be more casual. If I'm writing to someone I don't know well, then I need to be a little bit more formal. What am I trying to say? You should think about who you're writing to first, and then that can tell you the sort of the tone of the email. We say that tone follows purpose, where tone follows intention. Hey, Mushroom. You good?
Yeah.
So I hope I answered your question. That's a good question. That's a very good question from Chen Yu. Another question. All right, I'm gonna go to give two examples to differentiate between British English and American English speaking style. Yeah, that's a good one. So I think that British English speakers will use softer language more often. Oh, it's the guy selling stolen phones. Nice. Wonderful. So an example would be something like a bit, and using a bit. Let's go up here. Hey, Mushroom? Mushroom. Let's go this way first. We can cross up there. Doesn't matter. So the British people might more often use a bit to soften their language, like saying that's a bit, maybe a bit daft or something. So if something is stupid, they might say it's a bit stupid, and they might really soften things that would normally not be soft, right? So instead of saying that is crazy, we might say that's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy. And so it's sort of like British people, when they're speaking English, like to underplay the things that they say. They like to say what they mean, like that something is crazy or daft or ridiculous or whatever, and then they like to soften it a bit by saying things like a bit. That's quite common. That would be one example to differentiate how Americans speak versus how British people speak. And I think Americans will say things more directly. Whoa, that's crazy, what? And they'll be a little bit more maybe open with their emotions and more direct with their speaking style and their descriptions. And of course there are many other things. Yes, the girl's name is Mushroom, that's right. She's my wife. There are many other things as well A lot of differences between words. British people use words that Americans will not use. Or there's the same sort of word, but it's used differently. For example, a boot. A boot is, in America, something you would wear on your foot. And in England, it's something you wear on your foot, and it's the back of a car. Actually, I had a really interesting conversation with my British friend about this. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's on the channel. If you check out my channel, you'll see, I think it's called British English versus American English. So check that out. It's in the archive. Make sure to check that out. Also, make sure you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos. I think I have more than 200 now, so I think a lot of those are quite useful in different areas. And yeah, her haircut looks like a mushroom. That's exactly right. That's how she got her nickname, but most people will just call her Mushroom. What was I going to say? Oh yes, and I wanted to say one more thing. The record of the live streams shortly will no longer be available. So after each one, if you're here and you're interacting, that's great. But after it's over, you'll only be able to access it if you're on Patreon. So I'm starting a Patreon page. If you guys are interested in supporting my videos and stuff, it really helps me, even if it's like $1 a month. And then you would get access to the full record of all of the streams. So that will be happening very soon. Just so you know, soon you won't be able to watch these after they're over. So you'll have to make sure you're here or following me on Patreon. I'm just starting up my Patreon page. Let's go to another question. I have a lot of groups over there in Hello Talk. Okay, that's cool. So, you can search my name in Hello Talk. It's the same as my WeChat. It's altoray. I've just started doing group classes there. So once a week, I've started to do a group lesson with a PPT, a specific topic. And I will be doing that every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Beijing time. And you can join that if you like. You're actually paying Hello Talk, not me. I don't think I'm being paid for that. I'm doing that to help Hello Talk. And but it's with Yoli. So it's a connection with Yoli, my other company. So yeah, it's cool. And you can of course add me on Hello Talk. I don't often respond on Hello Talk because I have, like 500 messages waiting for me. So I really prefer WeChat. But yeah, you're welcome to follow me there. And you can also take Yoli classes from Hello Talk as well. Okay, let's go to some questions. Yuri says, "Hi Luke, it's kind of difficult for me to recognize people's names in context. Is there any rules, like last names should end with some letters or anything like that?" This is a really good question that Yuri asked, and the answer is, that's a tough one. So not really, it depends on if you're asking, do you need to say last names or not? So the last name, you usually don't need to say someone's last name once you know their name. Then you don't say their last name. You just say their first name. Usually you just say their first name. People don't really like it if you only say or if you say their full name. They feel it's a little uncomfortable, usually. And then about the pronunciation of last names, there isn't really any rule, and there's so much diversity and so many different last names that it's impossible to really say there's any common thing that's shared by all of them. So there's not really much help there. One thing you can do if you don't know how to say someone's last name is you just ask them directly, and you can ask anybody, and people will be glad to tell you how to say their whole name if you like. I often ask people as well because there are so many English names, first names and last names, that it's really impossible to know the pronunciation of every single one. So you just ask, okay, how do you say that? How do you say that? Sorry, how do you say that? My name is blah, 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 blah. Oh, excuse me, how do you say that? How do you say that? And it's fine, it's not rude, it's not weird. So if you don't know how to say a name, just ask, okay? So your name is Drew, but I would have to know. I would say, how do you say that? Do you say Drew, or do you say Dra, or do you say Drew, or how do you say that? I don't know, because I've never seen anybody named DRU before. And well, there are so many names in the world. How can you know everything, right? It's better to ask than to guess. It's better to ask than to guess. By the way, I thought you were hopping off. Rar Rai, me too, from Manipur, India. See, I have no idea. And you know if you've seen my live streams before, that I'm not afraid to guess what someone's name might be or how to say it, even if it makes me look very stupid. Because I don't care. I mean, I don't care about looking stupid. I would like to know how to say your names correctly. So I would ask, if we were talking face to face, I would ask, how do you say that? And hopefully you would say it and I would hear it, and then I would try my best to say it correctly. Because I think it's important to try to say names correctly. So my family name is Priddy, P-R-I-D-D-Y. And a lot of people will pronounce it as Priddy when they see it. And so I might say, well, actually, it's pretty. Don't tell somebody no. Don't say, no, it's pretty. Say actually instead. It sounds more polite. To correct somebody with actually instead of no is actually very respectful. Oh, Luke, Priddy? No, it's actually pretty. Or just, actually, it's pretty. Pretty. Saying no could come across as rude. It could, depending on the tone. Okay. You use Hello Talk all the time. How can I search the group? I can't remember what the group's name is. I think it might be... You know what? If you contact the Hello Talk staff and say, hey, I want to join Luke's group class, just tell them you want to join, and they will add you. They know who I am. I know everybody at that company. Let come in home and make coffee. I mean, it sounds good, but you can say, huh? I'm not sure what you mean there, Drew. Money per or money poor? Manipur or Manipur? Manipur or Manipur? Or is it Manipur? What is the stress of that one? I'm really interested in pronunciation and different accents. Very interested. I love accents and learning how to pronounce things. So please tell me. Good stuff. I'm from India and here it is night. Yes, good. All right. Have I missed any questions, guys? I want to make sure I answer all your questions. Have you been to Hong Kong before? Yes. Yes, Chen Yu, I have been to Hong Kong before. I've been there 3 times maybe. I like Hong Kong. I like Hong Kong a lot, actually. It's nice. Yeah, just try it. Just contact the staff. That would be good. And you can add me too. But even better if you add me on WeChat, because I will actually respond. on WeChat. Oh, money per. Per or poor. Per, right? Money per. That's good. Am I saying it right? Or close? Am I close? What is hats off and prank? Well, those are two very different things. So hats off is when you show someone, if somebody did something well and you want to tell them that you respect what they did, then you say, I take my hat off to you. Or people say, hats off to you. Hats off to you. So it's like that. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. Can I pronounce, is it Chen Yu or Chen? Is it Chen or Chen Yu or Chen Yu? I don't know the tone. Obviously it's a Chinese name, but I really struggle with the correct tone of things. So even the name of my own company, which is pronounced, it's Y-O-L-I and then Y-I-N-G, Y-U. That's our Gongzhonghao, our account. But it's hard for me to say the yu sound correctly. So it's yoliyingyu, but I often say yu instead of yoliyingyu, yu. Oh, it's very hard. The tones, Chinese tones, are very, very tough for me. Very tough. Yes, of course Mushroom knows how to say that. She always laughs at me about my Chinese tones. And every time I say yoliyingyu, she says, did you say yo? She always laughs at me. She always makes fun of me. She's not very nice. She's a mean lady. She's a terrible person. So how do you say it? What are the tones for your name? Chen Yu, what are the tones? Okay, so let me finish answering the question earlier. So we would say, I take my hat off to you, or hats off to you for doing a great job. Hats off, hats off. Oh, have a good night. Have a good night. Hats off to them because they did a great job. So you're sort of showing your admiration, showing your respect, acknowledging that something was done well. A prank is a joke that you would play on someone, but it's often something that friends will do. In other words, I want to make my friend angry, but in a way that's funny that he's going to laugh about later. So I'm going to draw when he's sleeping because he was too drunk. I'm going to draw all over his face. Draw a bunch of pictures on his face. Draw some really disgusting things and words on his face while he's sleeping. And he's going to wake up in the morning and he's not going to know that he has all this on his face. And then he's going to stand up and he's going to go to the mirror and he's going to look at himself in the mirror and he's going to see that he has marker all over his face, and it's going to be very funny. This is a prank. Okay, so a prank is not something people do with evil intentions. A prank is something people do that, yes, is kind of evil and not nice, but it's a way to sort of fun with friends, although in a way that's slightly mean to them, but it's something that they'll laugh about later. So that's what a prank is. That's the difference between those two. Actually, they're two totally different things. I know you guys have noticed that the road is busy here. So Flushing is a very, very busy neighborhood. Very busy. Oh, spring rain. Oh, okay. Xiaoyu would be rain, right? Not only, but also. Okay. You're not only a good English speaker, but also what's going on here? Is that okay now? Better? Right, hopefully that's okay. I lost the connection. Is that better? Okay. Man, I'm quite frustrated with my new phone, to be honest. It's acting strangely. And yeah, it's been weird, especially this right? Much more normal. Much more normal. So I don't know than average, I suppose. 188 questions. I don't think so. I don't think I have. A bunch. No. No.
And I got the crackers. And
Yeah.
this one.
What's the? Can you wait? Where?
Tell me.
可以吗? You will need a Pokeball. You tell me what you want, Mushroom. Tell me what you want. Mushroom. Here are the choices. Hurry. 凉皮. 凉皮. Hopefully we can check it out. I don't.